men's love is almost predicated on transaction
versus relational.
Versus emotions.
Yeah, which
you
is
see what I'm saying?
emotional.
Like, I unlock these things when there is a transaction here where it's like, okay, even if I'm low functioning, what picks up my slack is the ability to be high value.
There you go.
And then, which goes back to my point, to a woman won't do that for a man. And that's just the reality.
Won't do what part?
She won't go to the depths of understanding, like, yo, even though I have a high functioning man, if he doesn't provide value, then that function will run its course. Because if you're dealing with a high function and a high value woman, as we've identified her to be, those things will then need that matched. And more times than not saying that it's not capable or incapable of happening, these things have a deadline where it's like, okay, what are we really doing?
But I also, that goes to my point of saying that pain needs things, trauma needs things, healing wants. So when you have a woman who is healed and ain't perfect, okay, not perfect, just healed, done the work, she would be able to sustain any relationship that she's in with another human, regardless of where they are, functionality, value-wise, who is also just willing to sustain it. Because she doesn't need him to do anything. She knows how to attach to the things that she wants in him. And from the beginning of meeting him, before we got to being married and being intimate, I've already identified, I want that, and that in you. We're talking about now, not tangible things. I want these things in you. These 5-hour conversations we have all night after I've seen clients for 12 hours, baby, that recharges me to get up and kill the day. That's more important to me. I'm just speaking, maybe it's not me, but that's important to me. When I come home and I'm able just to lay up under you, and you're funny as hell and start joking, and I wasn't in no mood to joke, but you light me up, that's what I want in you.
Let me tell you something, bro. I know she's a psychologist. I know she's trained in all of this. But as a person that has been married for 20 years, and as a person that has coached a lot of men, I don't know what her client base is. I ain't getting into that. But I will tell you this. When you ain't got no money, all of that, I want this, this, and this, most women will say what they want, but they have no clue of what they truly want until they in it, which is one of the reasons why they cling to their husband. They cling to the person that they're supposed to be with. And the thing about it is that I'm not saying that relationships can't sustain for an extended period of time when the person is not whatever it is that they want them to be or whatever, so on and so forth. But I'm trying to tell you that it's a difference between having a bag and not having a bag. And I'm not saying that that's the thing that you should lead with if you get into or when you get into a relationship. But what I am telling you is that a woman operates completely different. I don't care how much money she makes. I don't care how high powered she is. It's this thing that's in the back of their mind that is basically a fight or flight thing. And when a woman knows that she doesn't necessarily have to go to work, but she's going for whatever reason, whether she just wants to, whether it's recreational, instinctively, 9 out of 10 women, maybe more, right? Maybe more, maybe 98% of them actually will lean back into that femininity and then go back into chilling. And they will probably start to give up a lot of those things that they're doing professionally simply because they feel more comfortable in their natural role. A lot of women are in these roles because it's survival mode or it's something that's been taught to them. It's something that's just been a part of their life or their whole life. But they're not necessarily in these roles because they want to be. You see what I'm saying? It's something that's been conditioned for them or something that their experiences taught them to, oh man, I don't want anything to ever happen to me or whatever. But when a woman is just inherently submitting, and this goes back to a conversation that she was having previously when she was talking about, can you mold a woman? You 100% can. She got to be young enough. She can't have all of that trauma. She can't be bringing a bunch of stuff that she's been in a bunch of relationships and what it is that y'all got going on. And, you got to deliver, and you actually got to be a reflection of the thing that you're advocating for. And then that's when you break those generational curses and your daughter or your son is going to take the example that they see from you and how it is that you treat their mother, and then that's what they'll look for in a spouse. But ultimately, I don't buy into the whole idea of, oh, no, that's all I want from you. No woman, I don't care how much money she makes, and this is why women inherently say they don't want a man that makes anything less than what they make. You have to be at their level or above. Men date down, women date up. Most women, 9 out of 10 or more, are inherently going to fall back into that femininity role and that thing that they in when they comfortable enough to do so, or when they can find a guy in order to put them in a position. One of the problems is that it's very hard to find a person, because that is a small, and when I say small, I mean very, 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 very small percentage of the population of men that can truly give you that experience.
Mm-hmm. That's what I want. And so my healed part is picking the parts that are now feeding the healed in me. So I don't really need you to do anything outside of the functionality that I'm wanting from you. Now, when you come in and say, I say to you, baby, I want to go to Bora Bora, and you say, you know, daddy can't afford that, right? Do I turn and say, you ain't daddy? Hold on. Or do I do like Monique does with her husband and still call you daddy? Now, if you're asking me.
He worked for her. That's not the same. And I don't believe that that's a healthy relationship either, but we gonna get there.
Subjective, well, whoever I choose, wherever he is, high or low or medium value, I hope he's a hybrid like myself, he's daddy. And I love him. And I'm choosing from a place of being healed now. So I'm choosing what I know that I want long-term and not need for the season that my pain is in. Mm-hmm. See, I chose my ex-fiancés based on what the abandoned young woman needed in that season.
What I want to know is why she didn't marry them if that's who she chose, because the man chose the wife, not the other way around. But that's just my opinion.
I had no idea what I wanted. Healing introduces you to what you want. Pain and trauma eclipse what you want. It's always there, eclipse that. So as a woman now, do I want a man who is high functioning and high value and all those things? I mean, that would be great. But if I met a man who had what I wanted, not because I don't need it, but what I wanted, would I treat him any different than a man who's a billionaire? I'm going to treat him better, because it's.
Listen, family, you can believe all of this that you want to. And shout out to her and shout out to Cam Newton for the phenomenal content. But I'm trying to tell you, I don't pay attention to what women say. I pay attention to what women do. And I know 10 times out of 10, and I will tell y'all this, and I'm going to emphasize this again. Women will inherently pick the guy that can put them in their femininity, especially from a financial perspective. They will pick him. They will go with the guy that's financially in a space to where they can put them in a space. And I'm not telling you that you shouldn't have other things to go along with it, but they will pick him over the good guy. They will be the second or the third to the guy that's really getting to it versus actually going with the guy that's good for them, that they have to still build with, especially once they get to a certain age. It's over. It's over. I don't believe it. I'm not going for it.
Not because I have money and I don't need the money. I'm saying that when you think of longevity, okay, this is the problem. People are picking for the season. I'm not, but I'm 35 and I'm in my prime and I want to live a certain quality of life and I want to go on trips. That's what you want at 35, baby. But you ain't made it to 50 or 60 yet. And this is where what you were saying as far as you have wise counsel around you. You got women like your mama who would say, baby, listen, you might choose him at 35, but that man ain't going to be
with him at 55.
Hello.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Listen, fam. Women at 50 is the same at 40, is the same at 30. The only difference is that their preferences change based off of what their options are. But that's just my personal opinion. I'm curious as to what y'all think. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Hanley 40% off your first order plus 20% off of life. Join us on After Hours tonight and in the Millionaire Morning Show in the morning. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.